Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to this week's Sunday Sofa with myself and the lovely Jane Morton. We're really looking forward to our topic today. We are minus Lia today because she's on her way back from Scotland. So she's got a nice 8-hour drive, bless her. So she said to say hello to everybody because she misses you dearly. So really lovely to be joining you again on this lovely sunny Sunday. My name is Polly Harnett. And I work as a spiritual medium, tarot card reader, trance medium and healer, also doing animal healing and communication. So I'd like to introduce my lovely co-host here.
Hello, my name's Jane Morton. I'm a psychic counsellor, tarot reader, medium, a teacher and practitioner in healing and a therapist, holistic therapist. So thank you for joining us.
So who have we got joining us today? Okay, so we're going to talk about the topic just quickly first while we're waiting for to see who's with us today. So we're going to be talking about, well, our subject is living the dream or living your dream. Okay, so what we want to know is, are you living your dream? So what you expected or what you hoped was going to happen for you in your life, are you doing that now? Or did your dream start off very different and has changed or evolved over the years? So we would like you to guys to get interactive. Tell us all about yourselves. So are you living your dream? What are you doing? Is this your dream job, your dream role? If not, what is your dream role, for example? And we might be able to help you, give you some advice and to help you to get there. So really exciting. We thought we'd have a nice jolly subject today, something that we can think about, something that we can all aspire to, because I think it's interesting to listen to everybody else's journeys, isn't it, Jane?
It is, but then some people might not even realise they're living their dream already.
Absolutely.
Or think their dream's been blown out the water because of the past year. So hopefully it'll be an interesting topic.
Or even the fact that this year has made them actually want to go for their dreams rather than stay in that boring job or career.
Yes. Are we living our dream, Polly?
I'm living my dreams every day.
Yeah. We're certainly having some weird dreams, that as well. But anyway, yeah, let's... Shall we have some hellos, Mr. Producer?
Hi, Lenny.
Hi, Lenny. Hi,
hello,
Jane.
Hi, Maria.
Maria
Ellen Hammond.
Okay. You go on, Polly. Go.
Hello, Beth.
Hi, Charity.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Cherry. Oh, Leah's not here today. It is
Hi,
Jane.
Emma.
Hi, Heather. I've got the little
Pamela.
Hello, Dawn.
Hi, Mia.
Hi, Alison.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Catherine. Excellent.
Yeah, well, they're all out in the sun, aren't they?
Oh,
they're all out living their dream in the sun. I think it's too cold. Am I the only one, or is it an age thing? But every time I go out there, it is so windy where I'm near the sea anyway. It's blowing a gale and I am cold.
Yeah, I'm cold. It's windy.
I can't see these people wearing their swimsuits.
I need it to be absolutely tropical before I'm getting my body out. I'll tell you that now.
Exactly.
Okay. So living
another hello there.
Dreams. Oh, hello, Natasha.
I think there was Brian, but is it Bryony before that as well? Hi, Brian.
Hi, Colleen.
Why are you laughing, Mr. P? So this will be fun. The most two talkative, outspoken ones are on the show on their own today. Let's see if we get a word in edgeways.
I think we're probably the most outspoken people on SPTV. So, yeah. Hi, Sam. Old chums. I don't know about chums. Yeah, so let's get into our topic then. So, living your dream or living our dreams, okay? So, I am definitely living my dream, I feel. However, looking back, I don't know if I've ever said this before on SPTV, but my actual dream when I was young was to be a farmer. Absolutely nothing to do with spiritual things whatsoever, even though my mother was a very natural medium and very psychic. I always was interested in it, but I always wanted to work on a farm. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with cows, have horses. Obviously, I had horses anyway. Sheep. I did all the help on my friend's farm where I kept my horse. We used to do the lambing. We used to feed the caged lambs. We used to pull calves out by a rope on their legs because they got stuck. We did all of it. Okay, and I helped with all sorts of things, artificial insemination, all sorts of things I was interested in then, and that was my dream. But I actually had a real idiot boyfriend at the time, right?
We've all had a few of them. Hi, Stace.
Hello, Stace. So I had a bit of an idiot boyfriend who was sort of very possessive and jealous, and because I'd have had to go and live at this place, this I don't know what you call it, agricultural college. I'd have had to go and live there. He put a stop on it, a damper on it, and why I listened, I don't know. It's probably what's made me so strong today. And so I never did that. And my other dream was when I was about 9, 10, 11, I wanted to be an international show jumper. But that was one of my other dreams, obviously none of which I did. I did go to shows and things on my pony and do very well, but no, I didn't do that. So yeah, it was really interesting because in my journey, which evolved in a very different way than I ever anticipated it to be, I ended up just naturally going down the spiritual route because it was ground into my DNA, and I don't think I have a choice. And we say about free will, don't we? Free will and everything. I don't actually think I have any. I don't think I've been allowed any. People will probably argue that because I'll say I have. Okay, I might have down the line tried other things, but they've never worked because they're not supposed to work, because I'm supposed to be doing this, and this is the only thing that ever works. And I absolutely love it. And if somebody took that part away from me, I don't know what I would be. I really don't know what I'd be, other than a hilarious human being, slightly odd and a bit weird. I actually don't know what my purpose would be, because I know that this is my purpose and this is my destination. I still don't think I've finished yet, and I still think it's going to go off into weird and wonderful ways that I haven't even anticipated yet. But I've honestly say that I'm living my dream now. For the last sort of 10 years. This is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. I'm very much peace and love sort of person, and more so as the years go by. So I'm all about fairness, loyalty, fairness to people, the whole spiritual aspect of not judging people. I think you're very much the same, Jane, actually, in that respect. Yeah. And being a good person, the best person you can be. And if my purpose is here to help people in some way, shape or form, whether it's healing with words or healing with my hands, then that's what I will continue to do. And so, yeah, I do feel like I'm living my dream. I'm just going to read Kerry's comment just quickly.
I can't see Kerry's comment very well.
Kerry Taylor Skates.
Sorry, Mr. P. Well, I can sort of see it. Ice cream lady, right? I can only see the ice and the lady, and I thought, what's an ice lady? Someone like me with a cold heart. No.
Kerry Taylor Skates.
No, go back, Mr. P.
Wanted to be an ice cream lady.
Go back a little, back to my left. That's it. Bit more. Titchy mitball. Bit more. Yeah, you might have to read it. I can't see me. I can only see Polly. But then she was the one talking. I have. I don't care. I don't want to look at me anyway. But and so you put Kerry right back where we couldn't see her, but she's wanted to be an ice cream lady. So
that's perfect.
You wouldn't think, people, that we actually prep before the show, would you? And we say, yeah, it's all fine, Mr. P, and now we're complaining. So it's us. It's not Mr. P. It's us. Kerry, what a job, eh? If I'd have been an ice cream lady, I would have ate it all. I wouldn't have opened up the shutter.
I know. We'd have been
I'd be shoving the flakes and the raspberry sauce down my throat. Yes,
Alison Barton. I'm living the dream now. The ice cream man has just been.
Oh, God. Yeah, there was the days. They started coming back, haven't they? That's great.
Hi, Maria from Australia.
I think my dream, as I'm trying to think back, to what I remember. Do you know, I do remember when I was quite young, I wanted to be an astrologist.
Did you?
Is that the word? That is the word, isn't it? Which is because I was absolutely fascinated with star signs. But the weird thing is, it's the one thing I haven't really gone near in my spiritual path. And I mentioned earlier, I am thinking of doing one, hopefully soon. But I've gone nowhere near it. So isn't it funny how what you think you want to do, you don't. The other thing I wanted to do was be a nurse. I always wanted to be a nurse. I don't know if it was a uniform. No laughing. I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to give people a bed bath. No, but I think, like Polly said, it's the caring side of me. I think that was something because I wanted I've always known from a very young age, I've wanted to help people. I wanted to look after others. I wanted to do things for other people. And I think that is because I'm quite a sensitive person and a caring person. And I think that's what the lessons I've learned in the jobs that I have done. Because, boy, have I done some jobs. My CV is like a toilet roll, I tell you. I think the reason I've struggled.
I can't believe I just said that. Sorry.
Yeah. This is going to be one of them shows. I think the reason I struggled in most of those jobs going through the years is because you get to a certain level where you can't either go any further because someone tries blocking you or there's no caring or compassion there, and it gets frustrating. And that's when you start thinking, I'm all about the person, I'm not about the politics, and I'm not about the protocol, and I'm a people person. And I think in this climate now, people are so regimental and so just do the job, and there's no caring aspect on certain jobs that I can't fit into that box, because I will go 110% to make sure people are okay, and I can't fit a box that I don't sit in any box, if I was truthful, because I can't do as I'm told. Can I, Mr. P?
I feel your pain.
I'm so naughty. Yeah. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Sarah. Have we got any other questions, Mr. P?
So my dream was to be a nurse in the Navy, but I didn't get there. However, I do naturally help people wherever I can. So I guess you could say it's a different kind of nursing. But at the end of the day, nursing is also healing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's what I said. The healing side of what we do is the other side. It is a caring. And you find, and I've said this to when I've had clients, most people that want to go into healing or even on a spiritual path, they are already doing some kind of caring job. They're already doing a role that is helping others. And that's why they go on that spiritual journey, because they don't realise that what they're doing in their day-to-day job is actually affecting people. It is touching people. It's helping people.
Do you know, just quickly before we read Mia Thomas's comment, I was having a discussion about it the other day. I don't know actually if you saw, there was an interview a while back, and these barbers this one barber decided to train as a counsellor and send his staff in for training to be counsellors, so that when like especially with men, because men don't seem to talk about it quite so much, and so he's a hairdresser and a barber, and it was really important to him that when these people come in, if they've got something that they need to get off their chest or talk about, or if they're not feeling very good, that he can actually help them. and trained his staff as well to help them, which I thought was really lovely. It's like doing was one thing you love, but actually doing a massive beautiful thing really for mankind at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. So Maya is I'm working towards living I can't see it role, my dream role. I'm currently doing I've literally got the last bit missing, so maybe you better read it, Polly.
I'll read it. Maya, so I am working towards my dream role. I'm currently doing my master's degree in child psychology, and my other goal and dream is to become the best version of myself. Lockdown encouraged me to continue working on self-love. Absolutely, Mia. That is amazing.
Thank you, Mr. P. Stop. Yeah, that is child psychotherapy as well. That's a really quite intense, but interesting job.
It is, because I mean, you think about it, Mia, and obviously everyone that's watching, you know, the children are where we need to go. We need to get to them as children, not wait till they're adults and they've got real issues, you know, like other issues on top of just being a poor little child and having issues. You know, I think it's where we need to be working with the children.
Definitely. I do voluntary mentoring, have done it for about 7-8 years for teenagers. It's a charity, but it's aimed more at girls, not boys, and I do find that weird. But it's aimed at them at 12, mainly 13, but sometimes we do have 12-year-olds, depending if they sort of sneak them into the group. But there's a part of me sometimes thinks, why are they not doing this slightly earlier?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know as parents, I've got a quite big age gap from my first and last child. And as a grandmother, watching the difference, how children change, how technology's changed, how social media has affected them, why are they not looking at children at younger age? Because these children they come out like mini adults, and by the time they're 8, they are like teenagers. And it's changed. It's changed so much. But it's funny how they still think, oh, we'll work on teenagers. Well, no, get them when they're young and help them. You know.
I think if they had a good trained counsellor or psychotherapist in every school, they'd be pretty busy. I think they'd be pretty busy. But I mean, it's the system, because I've worked in schools, is so hard, because they have to be referred to CAMS and they have to be referred to something else or referred to something else. It's a really long process, and there's not enough. There's not enough child psychologists or psychotherapists. There's not enough there.
There's not enough. Stacey's just put, I think mediums should have a basic counselling skill set, because there's a lot out there that really don't understand how their words can affect others. Do you know what? We were just talking about something very similar to that, Stacey, before we went live. One of the reasons, as you know, I did the psychic counselling was because I wanted to make sure when I delivered any of my messages, whether it would be in tarot, whether it be in tea leaves, whether it be in mediumship, that I delivered it with care and good intent and respect for that person in front of me, because it is very damaging if you don't. I did do counselling skills, the actual conventional counselling many years ago, because like I said, I've always had that caring nature. But years ago, centuries ago, lifetimes ago, they went to psychics and mediums for counselling because that's what they were. They were used as counsellors.
Like an oracle.
Yeah, but, unfortunately, again, our materialistic world, still mocks what we do to a degree, and it's not seen in some people's eyes as helping, but it is helping, because anyone that's doing anything with that good intent to help others and be kind to others and be compassionate and understand that we're all different and have different needs, anyone that has that mindset and can understand that is already on the right path, whatever their job is. It's the people that are so black and white and so negative and so judgmental that are doing the damage out there, and that can be in any job you're doing, not just in the psychic world.
Yes.
They are what she put. They are, but you also have to consider the mental state of the sitter in order to put the true words in such a way that doesn't do harm. And again, and I don't know if Polly I've had people sit in front of me that's been clear, and that's been in my healing as well. It's clear that they are actually, how can I put it? Because it's a live forum. There's an element there where you have to actually assess someone before you agree to read them or work with them, and you have to be quite strong in yourself to know when it's you shouldn't cross a line, and you have to explain to them why you're not going to give them the service they want.
Yeah, I've got a nice, like, well, because I know so many people that do so many different things, therapies, you know, whether it's like psychotherapy or obviously what we do, for example. If I didn't think somebody was in a fit state to have a reading, I would suggest either healing, or I would suggest that they perhaps go and talk to, like, you know, a psychotherapist or something.
I do the same. I've got a group of people that I think they may actually benefit from something else, and I will actually refer them to that. And I have refused to read for people when they've sat in front of me in the good old days when we could do that. And I have done it on the online ones as well, because I still think you have to make sure you are working with that good intent. And some people will just take the money, and that's, you know, you're right, Stacey. It's a sad thing. But there are a lot of us that would not do that. And I always think of someone's emotional and mental state when they're in front of me.
Absolutely. Lenny Hopkins says, I wonder if people who follow the spiritualist path aim to be in the healthcare justice career path before they got into spiritualism. I think we just sort of talked about that, really. I think a lot of people, I've got a lot of, well, people like us, for example, we're naturally empathic. And so as you have such an empathy for people's situations, needs, and everything, you know, it's sort of, and often as well, I'm going to be honest, a lot of therapists haven't had the best lives themselves. And I will vouch for that.
No, that's true. No, that's true. I can't believe anyone hasn't.
I haven't often found a therapist who hasn't had a bit of a hard time in their life, who have experienced mental health issues or abuse even, or maybe an addiction, whatever it is. Something is leading them to not only help themselves, but then also like get some help themselves, but then be interested in wanting to do something to help other people in that path. And sometimes it is that you become a psychotherapist, or it's something along those lines. Sometimes it goes, you could have elements of that, or counselling skills, or then sort of discover your own spirituality. Really, it's being very aware that, you know, people need help. You know, the thing is, you can't force somebody to have help. They have to come to you. And when they come to you, you can't force them to listen. But you know, I think a lot of therapists are empaths, and they've experienced, and then their spiritual life or their spiritual brain gets sort of switched on, and then they decide to move into sort of different areas, more of a holistic way, maybe. It's just part of the parcel, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Part of the process.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, Lenny, I'm going to pull you a card. So throughout the show, we will, for certain people, we will pull a card, okay, and give you a quick reading there. So I'm just going to pull one for Lenny. Lenny, you got rescue cat. There, okay. So we have rescue cat, mixed breed. So the challenging times are coming to an end, and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let the past go and embrace the happier times ahead. Sorry, I've got long distance glasses on so I can see the screen. I can't see my card. Yeah, so this is saying that if there has been a period of sort of unrest or uncertain times, Lenny, this is like almost now starting to move into sort of calmer waters with you. That's what that card means. You know, you're sort of sailing away from the past. You're letting things go. And I do feel like this has been sort of there's been quite a lot of letting go for you in the last sort of year, even longer, perhaps a year to 18 months. I do feel by June time things are even going to get more clearer than they are now, or there's a certain amount of like a weight lifted off your shoulders coming up for you. It's a really nice time, actually, and you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor, if you like. You know, you have worked hard on yourself. I do feel like you've got a little bit of a way to go still. I think everybody in the world has. You know, we can't live problemless, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a definite time for sort of spending a bit of time by yourself as well, Lenny, and making sure that you sort of nurture yourself a little bit more. I do feel like you actually nurture more other people more than you nurture yourself, and this is definitely time for you looking after yourself. But things are brightening up for you, so that's really, really good. Okay.
Who have we got next then, Mr. P? Have we got anyone talking about their dreams? Hi, Manette. Manette, is that Manette? Hi.
Hello, Diane.
Hi, Gillian.
Hi, Lorna.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Sue. Right, Catherine. I didn't dream of doing spiritual work or healing, but I love doing it. But looking to end of September, I'll be doing again. So I didn't dream. So when you were younger, you didn't dream that you assumed you would be doing it, but you're doing it. But then I think that's what we've just said. I mean, how many people, wanted to be a nurse, a doctor, a fireman, a policeman, all sorts of things when you're growing up, the things, because we dressed up in a lot of it as well, didn't we? We thought we'd be it. But I think life experiences make us change our dream. I mean, and how we look at our world and how we look at what we actually need in our lives, what we don't need. So somewhere along the line, Catherine, it was probably there that to help others, but you were just, starting to express. Like I said, I wanted to be an astrologer. I loved looking at planets and stars. I didn't touch anything until, I didn't even start becoming a professional psychic till 6 years ago. So it's a bit like, really, how long did that take me to wise up to that? But I always used to read horoscopes because I was fascinated, not by the reading, because I always thought that was a bit generic for me, but I just loved the signs and it was weird. So, you're definitely on your path now. So, and how many of us have changed and gone into a different job, gone into voluntary work and come away from work and just done things to help others and give something back? So,
absolutely. Pamela Roger, I am living the dream. Am I living the dream? No. If I could start my life again and make a few changes, always wanted to be an author. Yes, I am contemplating start my dream of writing soon. Well, nothing is stopping you, Pamela, other than yourself. That just came out. Nobody is stopping you other than you. Okay. Now, why can't you be an author? Why? You think about all of your life experiences, for example. I do pick up that it hasn't always been easy for you, Pamela, as well. Okay. And you just think about your own life, for example, what the story is in that. I mean, even if you start like journaling or writing things down or blogging, even, there's still an element of being an author in that. Okay. And then it's like, if you wanted to turn it into a sort of fiction and put yourself in it as a different character, why not? No one's stopping you other than you. And being an author, I mean, if you were going to be an astronaut, I'd get it. Okay. It's very hard to become an astronaut. It isn't hard to become an author. Now, it doesn't matter how big the book is. It doesn't matter how many pages it's got. It doesn't matter how successful. What matters is that you've done something that you've always dreamt about doing. And if you want to do it enough, you will. Okay. I sound like I'm telling you off. I don't mean to be telling you off. I'm just telling you that it is time now to be starting to do that. Or soon.
While she's telling you off, Pamela, I've picked you a card, and it's a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So there you go. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be an author, and you know what? It's been one of my greatest passions for many years, not just since my spiritual journey. And since my spiritual journey, I have wanted to do it more. So if find the time to do it. Don't make excuses for it, because to me that new earth is showing there is a whole new flip side to what you could be writing about, and you are living your dream, as much as you said no, because look how far you've come since being a member of SPTV, since watching the shows, how much you've learned, how much you've achieved. That New Earth to me is showing you have literally gone on to a different path, and you've not even acknowledged it. You've actually missed that path. You're on it and you've not acknowledged you stepped off one and went on to another. So you are holding that vision. Do it now. You've got it there, so start actually putting it into practice. So there you go.
I just read
you are telling me off.
But I like
it.
Okay,
sadistic. Pamela. But no, you are. It's happening. The card says it's happening. You're actually living a dream. You've not even acknowledged you're living a whole new different type of life by your spiritual journey. So that vision of what else you want to do it. Do you know what? I've just got someone said to me, write about how you've changed, what's changed since you've come onto this journey. It's like you're going to write about what's new for you, what has changed, because you haven't even acknowledged your old ways are different. You have new ways now, and you've not really noticed that you've changed in so many different ways. There's your book. I can't give you the title. You have to make that one yourself. But there you go, Pamela.
I know. I think the title should be "I'm being told off and I like it."
I'm being told off and I like it. Yeah. and credit right in the credit bit. Right, that Polly and Jane Hampshire. We can have our names mentioned in the book when it's a bestseller. Polly. Natasha grew up with a box of crayons in my hand. Lefty, live in my children's dreams. Worried but live in my children's dream. Worried but proud mother. Have I missed any words off that, Mr. P? I've read that right, yeah. So grew up with a box of crayons in my hands, live in my children's dreams, worried but proud mother. So how I'm reading that is that you're living your dreams through your children. Am I reading that?
Yeah,
you reading that same, Polly?
That's how I think it is supposed to be.
So there's lots of parents. I actually say this to my eldest. My grandson plays for our local football team, Pompey Youths, and I always say to my eldest boy, stop living your football dream through him, because he never made it to a big team, but several of his team players did and went on to play for England. So I always go, you're living your dreams through your son. But there's nothing wrong with that, because if your child has a passion that you had but never, I'm not going to say succeed, because there could be a number of reasons why you never went forward with that. If that your child is having that passion, there's nothing wrong with being a proud parent and looking back and going, oh, they're doing, what I would have liked to have done. And you shouldn't be worried about it. Only be worried about it, I say, when you're pushing your child to do something that they're not sure about, but you want them to do. There's a difference in that. There's a total difference in that. If you want your child to, like people want them to go to a certain school, certain university, go and do a certain job, follow a career because they were a doctor or they were something else, that's a different dream, because you are pushing a child towards something they feel duty bound to do. But there is nothing wrong with living your dreams through your children if they are enjoying what they are doing. So be a proud mother and don't worry about it, because I think that's actually quite a nice thing when you can see I always say, if my children are doing things that I never got around to do, I'm a proud mum, and I'm exceptionally proud that they are doing something that I never got around to doing, but they are now doing. So there's nothing wrong with that, honestly, Natasha.
My daughter has just announced, right, she's got a 7-month-old baby, gorgeous baby, beautiful, love him. Right, anyway, when you have one of your kids it's like they want to do this, then they want to do that, and then they want to do that, and they change their mind like the wind, right? And her new one is that she wants to run a sunbed shop.
Well, she has a crash in there. She can have a crash or a day nursery, and then she's killed both, because everyone loves to drop their child somewhere and do that, and no one ever wants to look after your children. So maybe that's what she could do. That's what I mean.
Level 3 qualified in childcare, so she could even do it herself.
Natasha, Natasha have to let us know what her child's doing that she's dreaming, because I'm trying to get the thing to the crayons, the crayon box.
So have we got
lots of colour,
Mr. Producer, that has changed their way due to the COVID situation, like making them think? Have we got any comments, anything on there? So no.
Hi, LP. Do we know who LP is, Mr. P?
Hello, Patricia. Have found you ladies today. Really thankful. And we're thankful you came.
Yes, we are. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, Dawn.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Alison.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, James.
Hi, Michelle. Roberts, that one is, in case everyone's thinking I've ignored them.
Emma Adams. I have a phase that I've always had. Have faith. Oh, a phrase that I've always had. Have faith and you will find success in your dream. I'm living my dream. I married my soulmate. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah. And sometimes I said that the onus on living your dream isn't necessarily a big dream. Living your dream can just be content with your life. Actually,
absolutely,
really, truly being content with what you're doing. It hasn't got to be something fantastic. It literally can be life.
Yeah, or you could be you're put on this earth to bring up amazing children. You know, whatever.
Sarah's put, I worked in a SEN primary school for 3 years and I loved it. I would like to go more into mental health of children, but currently in finance at school. Kids need help early, so many children struggle. I see it in my daughter. Yeah, so we said that earlier, Sarah. Okay, so that was our daughter's friends in the school I worked at.
Yeah,
and we said that, didn't we, earlier, that they definitely need to be early, done earlier. I will just say this, Sarah. I worked in finance. Yeah, it's not the same. Get back onto the SEN or the mental health. Not knocking anyone that does finance, but that's boring, isn't it?
Oh, I just pulled a card for. Sorry, what was that lady's name again? Sarah.
Oh, Emma.
Emma. Sorry.
Sarah.
Yeah.
It was Sarah. It was Sarah, Polly.
Sarah. Mr. P is later. He's a confused brain. Right, so you have the Emperor, Sarah. So that was about the comment there, Sarah Burston. So the Emperor, the deer mouse, structure and organisation are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role as you have much wisdom to offer. It's really funny. I know you said you're in finance. I really actually do feel like there might be something more coming for you or some more responsibilities for you there. I don't think it's even that long away, to be fair, 5-6 weeks away, or there's going to be some news around your career, and it might even be that there's some sort of course that is going to put you on a little bit of a different level there as well. I actually want to say though, Sarah, that you do need to start investigating, for example, how you could be helping SEN children in some way, because I know you said you worked there for 3 years and you loved it, but there's you know, you don't have to become a child psychologist, for example. There could be other things that aren't quite so in depth, so it really would be a good idea for you to sort of take the lead for yourself. I want to say, with the Emperor here, take the lead for yourself, sort of start gathering some information together. If you see the little deer mouse, he's gathering his nuts. He's gathering his nuts, his berries, and all of his bits and bobs there, or everything that he needs. So even though that there could be some more responsibility within your current career, this is a real time to be gathering information on the things that you do want to do. And if you look in the corner of that card, there is a butterfly. Now that butterfly is symbolic of change as well. It's sort of important that I want to say, just look at the whole thing. What are your skills, for example? What are you good at? What elements do you feel like are going to be really good for you? Do you know what? I keep seeing an Elsa in school. Elsa. It just feels like you should be looking into that. It doesn't have to be, like I said, a really long-winded course or anything like that. I do feel like this is actually more achievable than you think. Not quite yet, but definitely within the next year, 18 months. I hope that helped.
Okay then, Mr. P, who's next? Hi, Jane, arriving late. That's me, I'm always arriving late. Must be something to do with the name.
Dawn Taylor, I left my job Friday after 16 years, starting a new job tomorrow. Woo! What job are you doing?
Wow!
Congratulations.
See?
I like the emojis. One's upside down and one's like, ooh. Sam O'Neill. One of my is to take my kids to Disney. I'm working on it. I know you're working on it. Unfortunately, this COVID malarkey is getting right in the way of everything, isn't it?
It is. Hi, Michelle Harris. Which one, Sam, though? There's so many to choose from now. Donna, my dream is to create my own unique healing modality and design my own spiritual tools, like make oracle cards, tarot cards, and crystal grid sets. Again, that's not so far fetched, Donna, and especially oracle cards and tarot cards. If you've got an eye for detail, even better. Otherwise, loads of people use what they call designers and stuff. I know many people that make their own crystal grids and sell them. And the healing modality, that's probably the hardest one, because there's those that are around have been channeled of some sort from somewhere, and it needs to have status. And I'm sort of sitting on the fence now of the practical side. As a teacher and a practitioner in Rahani, you have to be insured, you have to have a certificate to work. So when you're doing a healing modality, you do need to have still the conventional side on your as well, don't you, Polly, when you're working with healing? But I'm still a great believer that healing comes from the good intent.
Somebody that is in the process of designing their own healing modality. It's too much to explain. It's quite a lot. There's a lot to it.
There is
but a lot you really need to know, for what, if you're working or manipulating anybody's body, you have to know everything about anatomy and where all the muscles and
yep.
all of your channels are. It depends sort of what sort of thing you're doing, but certainly look into it. Like Jane said, the other ones are certainly achievable. I'd quite like to make a pack of oracle cards, but mine would be pretty straightforward. Mine would be a bit fine steppy, I think. They'd be saying it right how it is.
Modality is harder, but I have ideas for incorporating art and decor into healing. Yeah, so I've just picked your card, Donna, and you've got Messenger, serious energy. I get reverse that. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So look at that, because what does healing do? Brings harmony and balance. So that tells me that is not unachievable. And strange thing is, that reminds me of broken crystals there. So that you said about the crystal grid, I've got a feeling that what you're trying to do is incorporate everything in together, and you might have to just strip it back a bit and look at it in sections. I want to combine other modalities and add to them. Yeah, that's what I was sort of feeling, because that's very divided at the moment. But harmony and balance is all about healing. Whatever healing you follow, whatever healing you bring, if it becomes a new one, it has to be with that harmony and balance in mind. So try not to overthink it. And if you look at other healing modalities, make sure that you don't overtake other stuff. Actually keep it, because you know what? And I say it, and as a teacher and a practitioner, I still say it, healing is healing. It doesn't matter how or who's doing it, as long as the intent's right. It doesn't matter about the practice. But unfortunately, in the insurance world, it does. So you need to make sure you've got a standing behind it. But just strip it back a little bit, Donna. That's what I'd like to say to you.
Donna would like to see my card, so I'm guessing you'll...
Yeah.
Oh, well, the ones I'm using are the Animal Tarot deck. However, the ones I would be designing would be pretty out there.
Yeah, probably over 18.
They would definitely have a rating.
Yeah, actually, tarot cards are meant to have a rating, but they'll probably be over 25s, actually.
At one point, they were selling Ouija boards in...
I know. Terrible, isn't it? Terrible. I won't read for anyone under 18, and you wouldn't buy a pack of tarot for anyone under 18, so why do people assume... Yeah, there's another strange thing to the world of tarot, but it's because it's seen as entertainment. So Ruth Spruitt, hi all. I wanted to be a nurse, but I have always been a carer instead. I have been a carer 3 times now. But the caring role's changed so much, hasn't it? I've recently started working in the hospital, Ruth, and watching the HS, the healthcare support workers, which were years ago called auxiliary nurses. Do you know what? Caring it's... Oh, you changed your career 3 times. Sorry, that's me with my bad eyesight. Caring is just such... I'm saying caring, so it's telling me I want to say carer. I'm not, even though I'm reading that wrong as career. As a carer. It's carer. Yeah, it's carer. Yeah, I feel that there's something there with the caring, but caring is so underrated, and certainly was in this pandemic.
Massively underpaid.
Massively underpaid, mind you, so nurses. And I just think that there's no reason why anyone can't move forward and do something else. My cousin used to be a receptionist at a GP practice. She's now a phlebotomist. If you've got ability and want to do something passionate enough, it's when they take the bloods.
Oh.
Weird word, isn't it? Phlebotomist. You can do anything you set your mind to. And when you're in the right environment, they back you as well, especially the NHS. So, you know what? Like I said, I want to be a nurse. I've accepted that there's no way I'm going to go and do all that training now because I just can't do it at my age. But that doesn't mean there aren't other ways you can still help out and help others. So, don't underestimate it.
You could buy a nice cheap nurse's uniform off a online site.
This is it. Remember, we're not past the watershed yet, Polly. And changing, when she said, and I'm trying to keep it so I don't laugh now. When you said you've changed your career 3 times now, that is nothing. I have changed my career. God, I can't even remember how many times. I started out in catering. I ended up in facilities. I became a transport manager. I'm a holistic therapist. I've gone back to the NHS to work in the hospitals as well as my psychic stuff. There's loads of jobs in between. Oh, retail. I was a retail manager. I have done so many things. It makes no difference how many times you change your career. Clearly, I was just trying to find the right foot in the door.
My first job ever was when I was 13, and it was in a chicken farm. Collecting eggs.
Yeah. Oh, no, actually, I kind of like that. Exciting times.
And potato picking. I'd
rather have done the eggs. The potato would have been messy. Ruth put, family care. Yeah, and that to me is still nursing. Don't need a qualification after your name. When some of the stuff that people have to do is, and it is so underrated and so not acknowledged. It's not fair, but never say never. Maybe not to nursing, but you can certainly do other things and retrain in other areas and add to that. So don't overthink it. In fact, Ruth, should we give her a card?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it, Polly?
First, tell me what your worst job ever was, Jane. What was your worst job ever?
A chambermaid.
A chambermaid.
with a uniform. I've worn a lot of uniforms over the years. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have some help. I'm gonna have to have some psychic counselling on this. I've worn a lot of uniforms, never the right one. Chambermaid, first job actually when I left school, for a very well-known hotel in Portsmouth at the time, a family-run business. Absolutely horrendous. The things you see in those rooms is unbelievable.
Oh, I'll
leave it there. What was yours?
So, are you pulling the card?
I can do for Ruth. Okay. All right. Ruth. Okay. You got the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Look at that. That as soon as I looked at that with all those flowers around it that I can't pronounce properly, that tells me that you underestimate what you're doing as a family carer. You truly do. And that the courageous and the courage in you that you're probably doing that as no one's probably stepped forward. I'm getting actually from that. You've taken on that role and not even batted an eyelid and done that. That shows a massive amount of what we were saying, that caring, that compassion, that empathy. Dog's having a funny 5 minutes, sorry. And it just says to me that, there is nothing that you could not stop yourself doing. All those flowers are just making me feel quite overwhelmed. I feel that you've got so much to give that you could actually move away from the family carer, not leaving your family member uncared for, but you really could give so much more to other people as well. It's just all that floral stuff is just telling me, don't underestimate your ability. You've got so much to give and help others. So please do that, Ruth, or bear that in mind.
Just for anybody watching, we are giving the odd. Not every single person will get a reading, but obviously we are doing our best. But we are a talk show. Okay, Sunday Sofa is a talk show. aren't just randomly giving messages. It'll be those to those who are interacting and that get us chatting, basically. So you have to interact with the subject, and our subject is living our dream. So literally not our dream physically when we're going to sleep, our dream job, our dream career, our dream life. It might be that you've moved to another country, for example. That's what you've always wanted to do, and have a bit of peace somewhere. Or like me, I'd quite like to live in the middle of a field in a caravan, and that'd be like me. Sorted. So Sue, I always wanted to work with people extra needs, was told I wasn't suited, ploughed on for 5 years, then volunteer in a school and never look back. Fabulous, Sue. I'm so glad, because it's people like you that really want to help people. And when I don't know why they said you weren't suited, that's quite a strange thing to say, unless you really weren't suited and you didn't like children, for example. But yeah, this is, it's really good that you have pushed through and not listened to other people and carried on and on and on. And some things do start by just getting your foot in the door, don't they, Jane? Sometimes you just definitely have to volunteer for a while, and then they see how hard you work, and then they'll sort of pull you into the system, which is really good. So really well done, Sue. Really well done.
And also, I mean, when she said with people with extra needs, I don't know if she meant anyone or just she's got in the door through the children. But some people shouldn't judge, and usually it's family members and friends that do this. And I'm wondering if that's what happened with Sue, because I'm getting that feeling that they look at you as the person you are as a family member and friend and just go, you can't do that. But says who? Because not everyone really knows what's going on inside a person and what you've truly got to give, because we are very good at hiding that on the outside and not showing our true purpose and our true sort of what our passion is. So we should never, in any subject really, listen to people's advice. If we know we're passionate about something, we should go ahead and do it anyway, because there's too many people out there that will reflect their negativity on us, and that's not what we need, especially when we're in this sort of caring role.
I think
good for you, Sue.
I think I've learned over a number of years that I've lived that now if somebody tells me I can't do something, I'll do it. I will do it. Even if I've only done it once, I'll do it, just so that I know that I can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if I enjoyed doing that, then I would carry on doing it. But no, I had a teacher, I say a teacher, a mediumship tutor, who really didn't believe in me, but I actually realised that they just didn't want me to be better than them, which was reflected upon not just myself but other people as well. So because I wanted to do it, this is what I want to do, and there's times when I've actually had to fight with myself whether I wanted to do something or not, like platform mediumship, for example. If somebody told me I couldn't do it, I'd have done it, just because I was thinking, well, no, if I don't do it, then I've got to prove to myself. I've got to prove to myself that I can do it. And I thought I would never want to do that, and actually quite like it now.
Not a bad job, is it? Do you want to pull Sue a card, or do you?
Yeah, let's pull Sue a card. Let's pull Sue a card.
Let's see if we can stop her ploughing on and get her escalating up, sending forward.
Oh, right. Like I said, my glasses are a hindrance. Right, let me see if I can see without them. No, that's worse. Right, believe me, I need to get bifocals. Right, you have this one here, the magpie. So it says caution will help you avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. No, that isn't the most positive card, however, but it is a card saying that you I feel like actually you've had a few people that haven't believed in you, whether it's family members, friends, people that have almost expected you to toe the line, do what they want to do, and taken it, almost like made you feel selfish for not doing what they want, or there seems to be guilt trips on you, or has been in the past. I want to say this has probably really quite affected you now, or has done in the past as well. I want to say it should be making you stronger, but it's almost like I really want to say that it's either a family member, okay, or somebody like an in-law family member or something like that, that just seems to be at you, picking at you, or somebody's picking at you, all right, and just making you feel a little bit like you've lost your confidence in a couple of areas. Now, if you look at the thing again, the card again, the magpie's got a key in his mouth, all right? It's almost like you can lock the door to your unlock the door to your success, okay? Do what you want to do, as long as it is sort of works around, if you have a family, for example, as long as it works around them. But you've got to start thinking about you a little bit more than thinking about other people. There's some real takers around you, or certainly have been, that, like I said, have just knocked your confidence a bit. So gather your resources, gather what you need, and start living for where you want to be. There could even be a course coming up for you, actually, or I feel like it's something you're looking for, or something you've been wanting to do. Things are going to get better, but just be a bit selfish sometimes. Say no. All right, if you don't want to do something, say no. I don't want to do that, okay? All right, it might make a little bit of a ding dong, but at the same time, you know in your heart that you're doing what you need to be doing rather than what other people need you to be doing. I hope that helped.
Okay, Mr. P. Kerry. Nobody should listen to anyone that says they cannot do something. I'd be like you and prove that I can. Yeah, totally, yeah. And do you know what? Yeah, and do you know what? I always think there's a reason people say that. Like Polly said, it's either because they don't want you to succeed and be better than them, or they're actually scared. They've got their own inhibitions and they're scared of things themselves, and they're saying it how they feel, not actually seeing it from your point of view. I never see anyone saying it with good purpose, good intent. And Christine, I always wanted to be a florist or helping people.
And Christine, are you doing any of those things? I think you already are helping people, but have you ever been a florist? So Cherry Willman, when I was 3 years, I'm getting old, I was taken from my family by what is the Vic government? I don't know what that means.
Mr. Peer probably looked that up.
And didn't have time to dream about what I wanted to be, sorry. Well, Cherry, I think that I don't know what the Vic government is, okay? I don't understand what that means, but it's just something I've not heard of before. But when unfortunately these things happen, you know, it's not your fault. This isn't your fault, and nothing that has happened here is your fault. And you have to realise here that I really want to say you can sort of become, and I say this in the kindest way, you can become a victim or you can become a victor, and sometimes you need a little bit of help with this process, you know. It's much easier to stay in victim mode than it is to be bursting out there and thinking, actually, I've learnt by this, okay, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't a situation I put upon myself, it might have been the people around you. It could have been, like I said, something governmental, which I just said, Victoria, Australia.
Yeah, I thought that it was Australia.
Right, but you have to realise.
Sorry, Polly. Mr. P's taking a minute. Because my mum's real family ended up in Victoria, Australia, and so it was making me pull to Victoria. Sorry, Polly.
Yeah. Just saying with you, you know, it's a lot harder to become that victor, to like use your past as experiences and to go forward and help, you know, just not just yourself, but your experience to be helping other people as well. If that's the way you want to go, you might not want to go in that route. But this is a real time here for thinking, do you know, this has happened. I can't change that, but I can change my future. I can change what I do. I can change my outlook. I can change my dream, okay, or go for anything. It could be the smallest little thing that you want to do, and this is a time for just thinking, right, okay, I might need a bit of help with this, okay, I might need some advice, I might even need to speak to a counsellor. Whatever you need to do, you may have done already, but definitely don't think that life stops there. You know, life can be what you want it to be. Okay, you might have to compromise a little bit, you might have to do things in stages, smaller stages, but this is saying you've got to just realize that you can achieve, and you will achieve, as long as you have the right mindset. And if you need someone to help you with that, then please do look for somebody, you know, a therapist, a counsellor, or professional in some way, or even connected to what you would like to do. Go and get some advice.
Just pulled you a quick card, Cherry, and it's called Big Picture Thinking. and it says Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. And I just got this massive pull that I wanted to go through these doors. It's like there's one world one side, one world the other, and I feel that that's how you are at the moment, that you've wherever you were, whatever happened to you, and none of us can understand how that would have made you feel at that age, but we still have the ability to still think and dream and visualize and want to do something else or get out of a situation when we can. And I feel for you, you just need to get, like Polly said, maybe get some help somewhere where you can actually be able to now step through that door that seems to be holding you back. I wanted to pull that card while Polly was talking, because I just felt that you needed some additional support there, and to accept that, you know, you're still entitled to dreams and visions, and you can still progress and go forward. Whatever age you are, you can still change your life around. I do help everyone around me, but never get pushed over. Never get pushed over as in... Right, a bit like
That's
us
good.
too.
That's
Like
good.
us too.
You stand up for yourself, but at the same time, I'm not saying this about you, Cherry. I'm just saying in a generalised way. You know, as strong as we are sometimes, believe me, when we had this conversation before we came on today, as strong as we might seem sometimes, and as much as we can stick up for ourselves, we're sometimes having a bit of a crappy old time and need to talk to somebody, you know, and it's okay. That's okay as well. Like I said, I'm not just aiming that at you, Cherry. I'm just aiming it at the world. I honestly think that some people are just very good at slapping a good face on and going out into the world. I know I am.
Yeah, and I actually, that's what I was saying to Polly before we come on. It was me. I do very good at putting on a good face. I did my own show on Tuesday, and I'm helping others. But behind the scenes, I often have times where I'm struggling with things. So we're very good at hiding that, and I'm happy helping others, like you've just said. But sometimes I forget about myself. There's a lot of red in this card, which is making me say, ground yourself, stay strong. Yes, don't be pushed over, but actually start finding some time for you and start loving you and start finding something that makes you happy. Okay. Emma, I have a phase that
we've actually read this one already.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So yeah.
How did your first day in your new job go, Jane? It was hectic, Emma. It was 12-hour shifts on a very busy admission ward. And my God, it's an eye-opener to anyone that has been judgmental in the NHS or any other area. It went fast, thankfully, and it was a real eye-opener, and I enjoyed it. And, you go up and above your role, but that's me all over. So thank you very much for asking.
Jane Gee. Learning to look after myself seems to be a lifelong challenge for me. Always been a nurse and healer, but get ill due to not resting enough. Oh, I know that one.
But is it because we're not resting, or is it because I've learned this, is it because when we are doing help for others, when we're not looking after ourselves, protecting ourselves, or finding time for ourselves, if we're constantly helping others, we are pulling their energy back with us, and that is what's making us unwell, which is why we have to keep our own aura. I mean, and it's not just for us spiritual people. We have to make sure we've got boundaries, don't we? Mm-hmm. We have to keep a boundary in place so that we can still help others, but we mustn't bring that home with us, even in our jobs.
I bring my heavies in from upstairs. I get them to cut it, like get the chainsaw and go like this, all my highs or things. And sometimes a damn good meditation is just all you need.
Yeah.
But since I've been doing the shamanic work, the cord cutting.
Of wine.
Yeah. Unless you're relying on that, and then don't do that. Okay, I'm going to pull one for Jane, and you have the humpback whale there. Okay, we have, at this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert you can find. So you may, Jane, be having a little bit of, quite a few things going on with you at the moment. But yeah, it's sort of, I do feel like there could be something around a work situation as well, actually, where you've either been a little bit overwhelmed, or there's just been so much suddenly coming at you that you almost do need a break. Okay, but when I say a break, a proper break, it's like just disappearing for a few days. Now, if you can do that, please, I would suggest it. Okay, I really want to say, if you are a healer already, it might be worth maybe doing a couple of healing swaps with people, for example, a couple of exchanges. Now, I do this with my trusted spiritual friends. You know, if one of them wants a reading and can't afford it, they'll give me something. They'll give me healing, whether it's a massage. Do you know what? I would never have booked that healing or massage had they not phoned me up. I wouldn't have done it, because I'm just so busy. So by doing that, you know, you're getting something, they're getting something, and actually it just is, sometimes is a little bit of TLC that you need. I do feel like you have been burning the candle. When I say burning the candle at both ends, I don't mean you're going out and getting hammered, okay? I mean that just everything seems to be just a little bit out there, and just make sure that you do ask for either help or advice. You know what, you've got chronic fatigue now, then this would mean that there's been a real build up over the years, because I really do feel like you just need a total break, a total rest, like not worrying about anything, not worrying about anyone else, being selfish. I still want to say get some healing. I really do.
Can I just interject there, Polly? Jane, I suffer from chronic fatigue. I'm a fibromyalgia sufferer with chronic fatigue. It is about looking after yourself. And I know that's easier said than done, because it took me years to manage it. But you must find time out to rest, and you must make sure you manage your day better, because it is the burning the candle at both ends, as Polly said, that burns you out and does that chronic fatigue. It's an awful thing to have. People don't understand it unless they've suffered with it. And I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect now, because I still have respites where I have what they call a relapse, a flare up. But there are ways of managing it. There truly is. So you've just got to manage time for yourself, and don't let others put on you, because that's the biggest thing that can drain you. Okay? Do take care of yourself, Jane, because I actually feel for you there. I know what that feels like. I keep hearing a baby crying.
I just realised it's my next door neighbours. I obviously I can't avoid that.
No, that's fine. Now we've cleared that up, Mr. P. We thought we were like tuning into something, didn't we? Michelle, yeah, that's me. I have been struggling with my mental health and other problems, but friends, family will still call on and loads of their problems onto me. Have tried to pull away, but somehow managed to get pulled back in.
Don't you just hide?
Yeah, I'm gonna be harsh here, Michelle. You need to try harder. And that, again, I was that person. Everyone came to me with their problems. Everyone came to me when something went wrong, and I put the smile on my face and didn't tell them what was going on in my life. And then when I did suddenly open up, they didn't want to know. So do you know what? Sometimes you've got to be cruel to be kind, and you have got to be a little bit harder, and you've got to pull away, because as we've just said previously with the chronic fatigue, there is an element where we are only we are responsible for our well-being. So you've got to look after that. And your mental health is you know, you have got to look after that. Other people don't have the right to drain you and make you feel worse, and that's what's happening with you. You're taking on too many other people's problems, and it's starting to physically upload you down. And do you know what? Most illnesses, and I'm saying this from a holistic angle, not because I'm a conventional doctor, but most ill, because I've got a book on anatomy on why we get ill in certain ways, and what it is that is telling us. Most of it with these illnesses that are affecting our well-being, our pain levels, our tiredness, our chronic fatigue, is because other people have been taking and taking and taking and taking. So Michelle, be hard and try harder. It's not right, and saying no is not a crime, and it's actually it's going to sound weird, but when you say it and do it, you're going to feel so much better in yourself. It's the saying yes and listening that's actually pulling you down. When you go, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. No, I'm sorry, I'm not in today. Or as Polly said, practice with don't answer the door. Or picking up the phone. Aren't we bad people telling you that?
No.
Do you know what?
Sometimes I can't look at my messages all day, because I'm generally working all day. But you know, sometimes I just think I just can't answer them right now. I just can't do that right now. I'm going to have to look at it tomorrow morning when I've got a fresh head on. And sometimes it's just, otherwise I could be working till quarter to midnight.
Yeah. I've just picked quickly jump in for you, Michelle, which sounds the opposite of what we've just said. But jump in says Andromedian energy, adventure, say yes to change. So when we're saying say no, but this is saying yes to, you've got to change. And that feels to me like you've just gone down a big black hole and it's chucking you back out. That's as soon as I looked at that, you're the one that's putting you in there. You've got to take yourself out and say no. So the yes to change reminds you of an eye. Well, you can, yeah, there is an eye in there, Mr. P, actually in the background, but it's like you're falling down inside. Well, yeah, you can sit. Do you want to do this show? Do you want to come on, Mr. P, and do it? Yeah, you might get a few more readers in without us waffling, but it is a talk show. Remember, Mr. P, it is a talk show. But yeah, I'd say this card is positive change, and it's about you taking some time out and actually looking for how you can make yourself feel better. So start saying no, so that yes is actually the new you. Okay?
Be the yes man.
Yeah. Don't be the yes man, be the no man, but yes to yourself.
But yes to yourself and no to things you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of strength, I've got to admit. It's not an easy thing to do, but once you've got on the road of the no, I don't want to do that, then it's so much easier. I'm sorry, if just tell a blatant lie, I'm really sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah. Miss just wrote, oh wow, I have fibromyalgia. I can't even say it. Fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue too. Sometimes I say the fatigue is worse. Yes, it is. Then the chronic pain. How do you keep yourself uplifted, Jane? Have you felt that meditation can ease the pain? It is what I've just said earlier. It took me a while. I had to come out of full-time employment. I went through quite a horrendous time when I got diagnosed. No one understood it. I didn't understand it. Chronic fatigue was the worst, and the only way I can suggest to explain it to anyone that doesn't understand fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, it is like a tsunami wave of exhaustion hits you with no warning. 1 minute you're stood up doing whatever, and then this wave hits you and it wipes you out, and you lose your speech, your ability to coordinate. You can't move. Sometimes I can't move from the waist down when it hits me, which is quite worrying when it first happened. It is awful, and the only way I do keep myself, Michelle, uplifted, as you say, like I said, I have admitted to Polly earlier, I've had a bit of a down week despite the new job. There's been other stuff going on, is because I now find time for me and I stop others taking from me, and sometimes that is family members as well. But meditation, yes, obviously helps, but my spiritual path actually helps me because I try and stay focused. And although I'm helping others doing these shows and doing my readings and other stuff, I still find time to help me. So anyone that's suffering from any of these, and it's sitting very thinly on the autoimmune disease now, anyone suffering from any of these, chronic fatigue is also MS, the original yuppie flu. Until anyone suffered it, they don't understand it, but it is very real. But it is about taking care of yourself, and people have to, you haven't got to explain yourself to anybody because people don't get it. You've just got to look after you, and you know you've got it. You know how to look after yourself. And if everybody else doesn't appreciate that, then my answer is go away then. And that's how I've done it, Michelle. If people can't appreciate that I have this illness and it is a horrible condition, then I don't want them around me, because that people's negativity can drain you. So it's not just meditation. It's about, like we said, it's about saying no. It's about taking care of yourself. Hate to say it, diet and certain things do flare it up, so you do need to be more aware of your health in general, but actually it is just general well-being and making sure you have rest times, and that's what it is. And that's why I'm so lovely on here, and everyone goes, in a minute I'll be able to lay down for 2 hours. No, I won't, because I'm having a good day today. But it is hard. It is, yeah, it is hard, Michelle, and I do feel for anyone that suffers with it, and I do know how negative people are and tell you it's in your head. And until they've got it, then they might take that back. So you all look after yourself if you are suffering from that.
Yeah, and I hope that helped anybody that is suffering from either chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia or polymyalgia or anything in that category, or anything that even resembles this, because it is exhausting. I've suffered from chronic fatigue in the past as well, like quite significantly, and I just don't know how I lived. So just keep yourselves going. Make sure you've got good friends around you, good people around you. Say no to people when you need to. And any real friend would understand. And that's what matters here.
Definitely. And do you know what as well? I'm living proof to show it can be managed, and you can have a life once you understand how to manage it. So there is no, you don't, and again, I've always said this, if anyone ever wants to mess with me private about things like this, I'm always happy to give guidance, because there is life past fibromyalgia. You don't have to feel that it's over or give up. You don't. And I am living proof of that. So I hope everyone understands that as well.
Fabulous.
Okay. Have we been living our dream, Polly, this afternoon?
I have been having a lovely time. It's always a pleasure to work with you and Lia. And obviously we're missing Lia. For anyone that came on late and didn't wonder where Lia disappeared to, she's coming back from Scotland today. Long drive. But she's luckily been able to go and see, I think it's her mum, isn't it?
Yeah.
And family there.
Spent
so
her birthday really there, didn't she?
So, yeah, my next dream is to go and see my dad up in Leicester and my brother up in Leicester and his wife and the children and anybody else that is my relative that would like to see me. So that's my next little dream. I might force myself upon them. Yeah, so have we got any announcements for... Fledgling Mediumship is the VIP night tonight, and is that 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock, and that's a Zoom. Is that the Zoom one? Yeah, so that's on Zoom. So any of the VIPs who would like to join in with the Fledgling night tonight, please, obviously you know how to get the code, and please join Spiritual Productions tonight for that. Anything else? And that's
okay.
Oh, Matt and Kirsty are not on tomorrow night, but can we send healing to Matt and Kirsty, please? If you find it in your hearts to do so. They are such amazing and lovely and giving people, and it'd be really nice if some of you healers, or even if you're not a healer, if you could just send love to Matt and Kirsty, that would be absolutely brilliant.
Definitely.
Oh,
thank you, Sarah. Glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Alison. Oh, you'll be living the dream in March when you meet us lot. Oh, absolutely, Alison. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Guidance, please.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Latoya.
Okay, we're going to pull you a card, Latoya. This is going to be the last one. We have got to squeeze you in because I've actually got to be somewhere in a bit. How weird is that? Right. Okay. So Latoya. So are you going first?
No, you can go first, Polly.
Let's have a little look. What have we got? Right, the Dreamer. Now, this card here, it's the shepherd puppy there. Now, actually, it looks a really, really positive card. Okay, it's the same as the Fool in the normal tarot. And this card is saying it actually has two sort of similar but different meanings. It's either taking a leap of faith, or it is going to be like literally like starting a new phase of your life. I want to say, Latoya, it does feel like you haven't felt very supported of the recent times. In fact, I want to say you've felt really lonely, and it's almost like you are really struggling to see like yourself through one day at a time. Okay, now I really do want to say to you, it's I feel like you've been actually trying to get help, but it's not been very conducive, or they're either you're on some sort of waiting list or there's something there. But I just feel like in all round at the moment, you just feel like you can't think straight. Okay, now this is saying that you do need to get some support. You do need to as soon as possible. And I really want to say, excuse my language before I say it, be a pain in the arse to authorities until you do get the help that you need, because sometimes if you just pop in, you know, or just accept no, not at the moment, or something's coming, or you've got to be on a waiting list, for example, I do feel with you that you accept it. Okay, you just accept it all the time rather than argue it. Okay, and sometimes we feel like we haven't got the strength. It's almost like when they said no, that means that they don't care. Okay, now I actually want to say they do care. People do care. I just feel like you feel so alone, and it really isn't important that you know that you're not alone. Okay, I mean, I don't know how much you come on to Spiritual Productions, but there is an absolutely lovely group on here of people who come week after week for show after show, and often on going on to all of the shows, and it's a really nice support network. I did pick up that, Latoya, that you were feeling like that. Is a really nice network here, and people have been on here before and saying how much like the family of SPTV, just for example, has really helped them. So this is like, I really do want to say to you, Latoya, don't take no for an answer. Okay, don't take no for an answer. You need to get referred as soon as possible. You need to have somebody to talk to on a regular basis. So please do use, while you have, if you are having to wait for something, for example, please do use like the Samaritans, for example. But do you know, I have been in a point in my life when I have phoned them because I felt extremely alone and like not having a clue where to go, what to do, or anything. I'm proud to say it. And I'm glad that they were there because, you know, there's times when people just need someone to talk to that isn't going to judge them. Do use these services. Do use Talk and Change. I know that some of them are a bit flaky, okay, but use the resources and do not take no for an answer. There's a new phase of your life coming, but I do feel like you need to search it out, or even find a friend to help you search things out. Go to citizens advice bureaus, or if they're probably online still at the moment, but anything or that is in your what do you call it, around where you're living, any resources that are known to you, find them. Otherwise, get somebody to help you, like some sort of there are free things that you can be phoning up to try and get help. Don't think you're on your own, Latoya. You are not on your own. Okay, you are never on your own. Never on your own.
Definitely not. And like Polly said, Latoya, there's some great people on this community that have become friends through watching SPTV. Not saying it just to get you sign up, but go on to the SPTV, like the Fledgings, the VIP. So to meet people, talk to people privately. You can go into Zoom meetings when they're on.
The fan page as well, yeah.
The fan page, our SPT fan page on Facebook. Please do go on and join it, because even if you're not physically seeing those people at the moment, like, you know, now, although we're here, you can see us, everyone watching can't see each other. That community that's going on there is great support, and people have become such great friends and have also been in similar situations as you, and have come out of that because these total strangers have uplifted them and made them feel that there is something worth carrying on for. And like Polly said, because I got star bathing for you, it does say transmission and activation. There is a future for you. There is something there for you. You've just got to get through this time at the moment, and you do need support. And if you're not getting it and you've got no way of pushing for it, then please use SPTV as your support network for now until that help comes through. Don't feel that you're a danger. Don't feel that you know there's nothing there for you, because there truly is. You know, we really have helped some amazing people on this not our show, all the shows. And that's what we're doing this for. This is what Mr. P set this up for as well. It isn't just for the readings. It's so people get help. So please just be mindful of that. And please do go on that fan page and talk to the lovely people on there.
There's so many experiences. Mr. Producer is just posting the links on onto YouTube now. You'll see it under Spiritual Productions TV or YouTube. So please do follow, you know, and just get chatting. Everybody's had different experience. Some have had the same experiences, but there really is such a lovely group of people on SPTV and other things. But I feel like actually all the things that I've ever watched watched or been involved in, this has had the family element that
yeah, definitely. And Latoya, the fact that you've said that on this forum, you've taken that step, you've taken that step and said that out loud to somebody, you're taking that step forward. So trust yourself and trust that that's what you're doing. You're moving forward, not backwards. Okay. And we're going to send you lots of love and healing as well today.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, even though there's only 2 of us. There'll only be 2 next time as well, but there you go. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon as it's lighter evenings. Please all do take care of yourself and look after each other and be kind to each other. And we will see you soon.
See you in 2 weeks' time.
Bye.
Bye.